Did you know that the swastika is a symbol from Hinduism, and that there's two different kinds? The swastika, which is the right facing one, it represents good luck, the sun, and prosperity. And then there's the left facing one, counterclockwise, that also represents the night and activities that people usually do at night, if you get what I mean. Now, it wasn't a very popular, it wasn't a popular symbol at all, okay? But in the late 19th century, Heinrich Schliemann, who fancied himself an archaeologist, he really loved the book of Homer, Troy, and he decided to follow the descriptions in the book to try and go and find Troy. Clearly he had more money that he knew what to do with, so off he went. So he managed to find what we know today to be, what we think today is Troy, under layers and layers, several layers, maybe 7 to 10, maybe more layers of before and after the time period that he thought, or we think, is Troy. And after it was excavated, they also discovered about 1,800 different variations of the swastika symbol. And so because of that, now he started to see it all over the place, all over the world that he traveled. He saw it on the Gold Coast of Africa, he saw it in Paraguay, he saw it in Tibet, and of course it was seen in India. So now he popularized the symbol, but now it came to mean something nationalistic and ethnic purity. So it came from the peaceful religion of Hinduism, and now it started to become something nationalistic, a nationalistic symbol. And because of its linguistic connection between the Sanskrit language of the Indian subcontinent, German, and the Romance languages, the Germans took that on and started using that as a symbol of their national identity and the national purity of their race. And that's how it became what it was. But did you know that the word Aryan had more to do with language and the Indo-European connection of the languages rather than anything to do with ethnicity? But because of the popularity that Schliemann gave to that symbol and how it became a symbol for ethnic identity and ethnic purity, it lost its connection to the languages and became more of an ethnic symbol. So they appropriated this peaceful symbol, this pure, positive meaning symbol, to represent this disgusting ideology of what later became the Nazis. Okay, so what happened the other day, I was at a cafe waiting for my coffee, and this little girl came up to me, and she had noticed that I was wearing a kufiya around my neck, and she told me, "I love your kufiya." And I was so happy to hear that, because it's unusual for adults to identify what that is, what the kufiya represents, which is peace and the freedom of the Palestinian people. But the fact that this 3-year-old little girl, little more than a toddler, knew what that was heartwarming. So I went up to the mom to thank her that this is great that you're educating your children on peace and freedom and how everybody should have human rights and freedom. And she told me that seeing you wear that kufiya around your neck, to me, represents a good person. I knew right away, she said, that you were a good person. And that made me think that that is true. That no matter our differences as human beings, no matter the things that makes us who we are, and we're never going to agree with everybody all of the time, it's normal to know as a human being the difference between right and wrong. It's normal to know, no matter what your ideas and your background, most people know that it's wrong to steal. Most people know that it's wrong to unalive people. Most people know that it's wrong to be a racist or a bigot. Most people know that. Most decent people know that. They don't have to necessarily follow an ideology or a religion in order to know the difference between right and wrong. And people who wear the kufiyeh or other symbols that represent the freedom and the equality for human rights for the Palestinian people know that there's a good person inside. That's a good person. You can see them for who they are right off the bat. That's a good person. But a person who is supporting the other side, the side that is genocidal and ethnic cleansing, the side that wants to wipe out an entire human race in order to appropriate their lands, appropriate their foods, all their culture, their language, their words, their clothing, their music. They want to appropriate everything, but still retain their European identity, which is what they are, European colonists. Because colonization didn't die. It's alive and well. Whether you see it right in your face or not, whether you want to believe the words of our politicians or actually their actions, it's up to you. But everything is there for everyone to see. That colonization, whether it's in Africa or in Asia, and it's really bad in Africa as well, it's alive and well. You cannot pretend, if you're a good human being, you cannot sit on the fence and say, that doesn't concern me. If you're a good human being, you can't say, this is too complicated, I don't know anything about it, and laugh it off. If you're a good human being, you would not side with a side of the people that is ethnically cleansing a whole other group of people, which ironically, those people that they're unaliving used to be Jewish at some point, but now they're not anymore. That's the irony. Anyway, that's what I want you guys to think about. And when you see the symbol, and years from now when we see that symbol of that country that uses it on their flag, the country that is genocidal and ethnic cleansing the people of the Holy Land, the symbol that they have on their flag, unfortunately, will come to be known 100% with genocide and ethnic cleansing. And that's how it will be. It will be synonymous with genocide and ethnic cleansing, and all the millions and billions of dollars in the world that they've spent and are planning to spend in order to recover and change the narrative or the way that they are is not going to change that, because even their own people have been, they've done the studies and the research to find out what is their position on what their government is doing. And 80% of their people agree that their government is not doing enough or fast enough to ethnically cleanse the area, because many of them want to go and buy places by the beach, prime property by the beach. And how else to do that unless you ethnically cleanse the people that own that land? And there's only 2% of their population that has been questioned. They did the survey. Only 2% of their population thinks that their government is going too hard. But let's not forget that this government is not, this is not a one-off. This is who they have been for 75 plus years. This is nothing new. Let's not pretend that the guy who's running things right now is the one at fault. He's like the last guy holding the baton in this race for them to ethnically cleanse these people. He's just the last guy. There might be more after him. I'm sure there's a guy waiting right now in the wings. You know, the guy that just quit. If you go back and read his words online and what he said about what's going on there, you will see that he's been saying the same thing. And we don't have to listen to what they're saying. We have to listen to what they're actually doing. They said what they were going to do, and they're doing what they said they were going to do. You would have to be dumb not to know that those words are connected to their actions, that they're actually doing what they said they were going to do. And the social medias and the mainstream medias can block all these people that are pro-life, against unaliving, against ethnic cleansing, against stealing people's lands. But at the end of the day, they are shutting down accounts, they're stopping the sharing, they're stopping the comments, they're deleting them altogether. They're even deleting, they have gone, even WhatsApp has gone so far as to delete pictures of accounts of people where they were saving pictures of their long lost family member that they lost in the last 8 months. It's disgusting how all of these guys are holding hands and helping each other along. Disgusting. They can't get to where they are without being corrupt and unethical. And all our politicians, with very, very few exceptions, all over the world, are knee-deep, they're neck-deep in this process. Neck-deep in this process because they all care about money and power, and they don't care about human beings. They only care about their own nucleus of their own family, and they don't care about anybody else. And it's in plain sight. So don't believe what they're telling you. Believe what you're seeing with your eyes. Don't allow yourself to be dumbed down. Don't allow yourself to be apathetic. Don't allow yourself to be disconnected from this human suffering that's going on in the Congo, in Sudan, to the Rohingya, to the Palestinians, to the Syrians. The symbol of this genocidal ethnic cleansing state will come to mean nothing except that. They represent everything that's evil and bad, along with the United States. And we need to be aware of that. They have managed to make the symbol, their religious symbol, synonymous with this symbol. That's all I have to say for now. What's going on right now in the Holy Land is awful, it's sad, it's disgusting, and disheartening. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.